Good evening, students. I hope you are able to watch me. Mm, yeah, are you able to watch me? In your chat box, you can just mention if you are able to watch me, if you are able to hear me. Just write down good evening or hi or something of that sort so that I would be in a position to know that you are able to see me properly. Yeah. So Janvi is saying yes, sir. Mahadev is saying yes. That means now I am going live. You are able to watch me, you are able to hear me, and based on your feedback, we are going to start with today's lecture. So, as far as today's lecture goes, before starting the lecture, a very good evening to all of you, and I hope, acha, voice is not clear. Okay, I hope now the voice is clear. Yeah, you can mention about the voice clarity also. Now, are you in a position to hear me properly? Is the voice is low, still low? Just check. If the voice quality is not up to the mark, please mention over there. Smriti is also mentioning that voice is low. Now is voice okay? Yeah, so it seems now the voice is also okay, and we can go ahead with today's lecture. Perfect. So based on your feedback from the live chat, I assume that you are able to hear me properly now, and the voice quality is also okay. Perfect. So voice quality is also okay, and you would be able to see whatever we are going to discuss in today's lecture. So a very good evening to all of you, and in continuation with our previous discussion related to various current affairs issue, we are going to continue with today's discussion. If you remember, one of the important issue which has happened in last few weeks, that was related with reservation controversy. To be more specific, rather than using the term reservation controversy, in Supreme Court, 2-3 important issues related with reservations are being discussed. One of the important issue is 103rd Constitutional Amendment Act, that was related with the reservation for economically weaker section up to 10% in educational institutions, and in jobs in public employment up to 10% reservation for economically weaker section, and related with that 103rd Constitutional Amendment Act was done. So in the same continuation, we are going to discuss another current affairs related issue, and that was specifically related to Maharashtra. And we are aware the reservation has been given to the Maratha community, and that is known as SEBC Act, Maharashtra State SEBC, that is social and economically backward class, socially and educationally backward classes Act reservation. So we are going to discuss about that state SEBC Act. We are also going to discuss about few of the international affairs issues, and one of the important issue is related with Belarus. In a country known as Belarus, which is the part of Europe, which is the part of Eastern Europe, there is some crisis going on which has got certain implications from world order point of view. So we are supposed to discuss few basic things from competitive examination point of view related with Belarus. Then we are also supposed to know the aspects related with Lebanon, and to be specific, Beirut blast. So Beirut is the capital of Lebanon. So what has happened over there, and how that crisis has led to certain political fallout in terms of resignation of Prime Minister of Lebanon and certain things related with that. So we should be aware about Lebanon crisis, we should be aware about Belarus crisis, we must be aware about the kind of environmental emergency in Mauritius. What is happening in Mauritius, we should be aware about that particular thing also. Then we should be aware about the kind of China related current affairs, and that too from technological point of view. There are certain bans on certain applications of Chinese company. We are aware about various kind of apps which were banned by different countries, especially the TikTok, especially the certain social media apps, and also recently the Alibaba, which is the largest kind of company, e-commerce company, and the president of United States of America has given the hint that they are planning to ban Alibaba also in United States of America. So certain ban related to various apps, various companies in terms of China one should be aware about. And we are also going to discuss, if the time permits, something related with Pangong So and its relevance as far as Indo-China conflicts are concerned. So these few of the issues which are of national or domestic importance, and few of the issues which are of international importance, international significance, these we are going to discuss in today's lecture. Okay, so to start with, I would like to ask you the first question, as we are going to discuss about Maharashtra state SEBC. So we are aware that for Marathas, as per SEBC Act 2018, the reservation has been given to the Marathas. So the simple question, there was a kind of backward class commission which was appointed by government of Maharashtra. So who was the chairperson of this backward class commission, on the recommendations of which government of Maharashtra has given reservation to Marathas? So I wanted to know the backward class commission chairman on the basis of which Maratha reservation was given. Who was the chairperson of backward class commission? As you are aware, in Maharashtra, Marathas has been given reservation. So that reservation was based on the recommendation of one of the commission, correct? That is known as backward class commission, state backward class commission. So who was the chairperson? कौन अध्यक्ष था उस कमीशन का, बैकवर्ड क्लास कमीशन का? You can type your answer in the chat box. Who was the chairperson of Maharashtra State Backward Class Commission, on the basis of which, on the recommendations of which, the Maratha reservation was given? Anybody? You can type in the chat box so that I would be able to know that you are in a position to answer this particular question. Yes? Anybody? Are you able to listen me? I hope you are able to listen me. I hope you are able to listen whatever question I have asked to you. Yes? Is there anybody? No? Okay. So basically, on the basis of recommendation of Justice M.B. Gaikwad, on the basis of Justice Gaikwad Commission, on the basis of Justice Gaikwad Commission, Maharashtra government has given the Maratha reservation. Okay, so we are going to discuss about this particular thing. Okay, so as far as this particular topic goes, which is related with the Maratha reservation, or what we can call it as the kind of SEBC Act 2018. Basically, SEBC, that is related with socially and educationally backward classes. So socially and educationally backward classes Act 2018. In simple term, what we call it as Maratha Reservation Act. So as you are aware, in state of Maharashtra, there was a demand from Maratha community that Marathas, they should also be given reservation, because considering the past, considering the historical aspects, Marathas, they are poor, Marathas, they are socially backward, Marathas, they are educationally backward, Marathas, they are economically backward, and that's why they should be given the reservation. That was the demand. And considering that particular demand, government of Maharashtra has appointed one commission, and that commission was under the chairmanship of Justice M.B. Gaikwad, Justice Gaikwad. So the answer of that question which I have asked, it was Justice Gaikwad, under whose chairmanship there was State Backward Commission, राज्य मागास वर्गीय आयोग. राज्य मागास वर्गीय आयोग के अध्यक्ष चेयरपर्सन जस्टिस गायकवाड़ थे, न्यायमूर्ति गायकवाड़ थे, और उनके कमिटी ने इस मराठा रिजर्वेशन से संबंधित अलग अलग चीज़ों का अध्ययन किया और उस अध्ययन के आधार पर उन्होंने महाराष्ट्र सरकार को रिपोर्ट सबमिट किया, जिस रिपोर्ट में यह मेंशन किया गया कि मराठा कम्युनिटी is socially and educationally backward, that's why they should be given reservation. Correct? So point number 1, ये मराठास को रिजर्वेशन किस आधार पर मिला है? महाराष्ट्र गवर्नमेंट का कानून SEBC एक्ट 2018. पॉइंट नंबर 1. पॉइंट नंबर 2, बैकवर्ड क्लास कमीशन, महाराष्ट्र बैकवर्ड क्लासेस कमीशन, इस आयोग के अध्यक्ष कौन थे? जस्टिस MB गायकवाड़. दैट इज पॉइंट नंबर 2. पॉइंट नंबर 3, based on these recommendation, government of Maharashtra has introduced a bill in Vidhan Sabha of Maharashtra, that means state legislature of Maharashtra. It was discussed, it was debated, and it was passed in Vidhan Sabha as well as Vidhan Parishad, and as per that act, which is known as SEBC Act, as per that act, Maharashtra legislature or this particular act says that 16% reservation should be given to the Marathas in education as well as in jobs, in public jobs, in government job. So as per act, 16%, 16% reservation should be given to the Marathas. That is the act. But against this particular act, few of the people, they have gone into Bombay High Court. They have put up their point and they have said that this reservation is not constitutionally valid. ये जो है संवैधानिक तरीके से गलत है और उन्होंने अलग अलग मुद्दे वहां पे रखे. बॉम्बे हाई कोर्ट हैज गॉन इनटू डिटेल about the different aspects of this particular act and they had come to the conclusion, and Bombay High Court has suggested that instead of 16% reservation to the Marathas, the reservation should be up to 12% in educational institutions and up to 13% in public jobs, that means government jobs. यानी बॉम्बे हाई कोर्ट ने कहा कि मराठास को रिजर्वेशन कितना देना चाहिए? up to 12% in educational institutions and up to 13% in government jobs. And based on the recommendations of Bombay High Court, now presently you will find as far as महाराष्ट्र इज कंसर्न, तो महाराष्ट्र के जो एजुकेशनल इंस्टीट्यूशंस है वहां पे मराठास को अंडर द कैटेगरी ऑफ SEBC, सोशली एंड एजुकेशनली बैकवर्ड क्लास, इस कैटेगरी के अंतर्गत मराठास को 12% रिजर्वेशन मिलेगा एजुकेशनल इंस्टीट्यूशंस में एंड 13% रिजर्वेशन मिलेगा वहां पे गवर्नमेंट जॉब्स में. सो up till this particular point I have mentioned 4 facts. Number 1, which is the act, SEBC Act 2018, as per which Marathas had got the reservation. Number 2, as per that act, how much reservation was given to Marathas? 16%. But Bombay High Court has suggested that instead of 16%, it should be 12% for Marathas in educational admissions and 13% in government jobs, and all this kind of thing has been done because of the recommendation of Maharashtra State Backward Class Commission under the chairmanship of Justice MB Gaikwad. So these 4-5 points you should be aware about. Okay, now we are aware that Maharashtra government has introduced a bill. It was discussed in Vidhan Sabha, it was discussed in Vidhan Parishad, and based on that discussion and based on passing that particular bill in Vidhan Sabha and Vidhan Parishad, ultimately this SEBC Act 2018 was made. So for making this particular act, for giving this reservation, Maharashtra government has done the amendment related with Article 15(4) and Article 16 subclause 4. Rather than using the word amendment, I would say based on the clauses of Article 15 subclause 4 and Article 16 subclause 4, Maharashtra government has given the reservation to the Marathas. क्योंकि हमें जैसे पता है state government does not have any right to amend the constitution, But if you see the Constitution of India, as per Article 15 subclause 4, which is related with एजुकेशनल इंस्टीट्यूशन में बैकवर्ड क्लासेस किसको कंसिडर किया जाए, इसको डिसाइड करने का अधिकार स्टेट गवर्नमेंट को है. और ये डिसाइड करने के लिए स्टेट गवर्नमेंट ने क्या किया, बैकवर्ड क्लास कमीशन का गठन किया. They have studied the things and based on that they have said as per Article 15 subclause 4, Marathas are socially and educationally backward. That's why they should be given the reservation as per Article 15 subclause 4 in educational institutions. Similarly, as per Article 16 subclause 4, Marathas should be given reservation in jobs. Article 14 is related with government jobs. Article 15 is related with the kind of educational institution. Correct? So this is point number 2. Now, as I have mentioned, this Maharashtra State Backward Class Commission, महाराष्ट्र राज्य मागास वर्ग आयोग, जिसकी अध्यक्षता जस्टिस गायकवाड ने की थी. सो दिस महाराष्ट्र स्टेट बैकवर्ड क्लास कमीशन, इट हैज गॉन इनटू द डेप्थ ऑफ दिस पर्टिकुलर इशू. इन्होंने अलग अलग चीजों का अध्ययन किया एंड बेस्ड ऑन द स्टडी ऑफ दिस महाराष्ट्र स्टेट बैकवर्ड क्लास कमीशन, they have said that as far as Maratha community is concerned, it is socially backward, it is educationally backward, as well as it is economically backward. And so as to prove their point, what they have said, as far as social backwardness is concerned, when they have studied the status of Maratha, so they have found that almost 76.86% of Maratha families, they are engaged in agriculture and agricultural labor. That means they are involved in basic activities for their livelihood. उनके पास बहुत पैसा नहीं है, उनके पास जो है हाई फाई जॉब्स नहीं है. Amongst the Marathas, more than 76% of people, they are involved in Krushi related things, agriculture related things for their livelihood. And amongst the Marathas, almost 70% of the people, they stay in कच्चा house, कच्चा dwellings. इनका मतलब वो जो है गांव में रह रहे हैं, कच्चे हाउस में रह रहे हैं, उनका डिपेंडेंस जो है वो एग्रीकल्चरल एक्टिविटीज पे है. एंड कंसिडरिंग दिस पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट, यू कैन कंसिडर दैट दिस पीपल आर सोशली बैकवर्ड. सिमिलरली, इफ you go through the data, you will find in last few years almost amongst the Maratha farmers, amongst the suicides which has been done by the farmers, almost 23.56%. Yani if 4 farmers they are committing suicide, out of those 4, 1 is Maratha farmer. So considering these facts, Marathas, they are socially backward. These data facts prove that Maratha community as a community, it is a backward kind of community. Similarly, economic backwardness, when they have gone through the data, they have found that more than 93% of Maratha families, they have got an annual income of less than rupees 1 lakh. पूरे साल में उनकी कमाई 1 लाख भी नहीं होती है. तो almost 93% of Maratha families which they have surveyed, they have found that their annual income is less than 1 lakh per annum. And similarly, they have found that almost 37.38% people, that means more than 1/3 of the Maratha families, they are BPL, that is below poverty line. That means Marathas, they are economically backward, Marathas, they are socially backward. And also if you see the educational standard, then you will find amongst the Maratha families almost 13.42% of Marathas, they are illiterate. Similarly, there are very few people who have got the primary education. So considering the education up to 4th standard or illiteracy, their percentage is higher. That means the Marathas, they are educationally backward also, economically backward also, and socially backward also. Very frankly, from exam point of view, from competitive examination point of view, no one is going to ask you these figures, that how many they have committed suicide, and as per this commission, how many of them they remain below poverty line. Just to make you understand this particular concept, I have put these data or these figures. You are not supposed to remember these figures in terms of 76 point tha ya 93% tha, but yes, you should be aware. As per as Gaikwad commission is concerned, they have mentioned that Maratha community is socially, educationally and economically backward class. So this remains the point number 3. Point number 4, when this particular act was made, and as per that act 16% reservation to the Marathas was recommended as per this particular act in a state of Maharashtra only. When this kind of thing was recommended, at that time again the people, they had gone into Bombay High Court against this particular act, and when this discussion was going on, then at that time one of the point was that if we give reservation to the Marathas, then automatically the total reservation in government jobs, that will go above 50%. And there was one landmark case which is known as Indra Sahani case, and in 1993 in Indra Sahani case the Supreme Court has given the judgment that in general the total reservation should not go above the limit of 50%. That means the upper limit should be 50%. But however, in exceptional circumstances this 50% limit can be crossed, and with the help of this clause only, the state of Tamil Nadu as well as the state of Maharashtra has already crossed the limit of 50% even before this Maratha reservation, and they have made such kind of changes by 2001 State Reservation Act, and as per that in Maharashtra the total reservation was 52% right in year 2001 itself. And with the addition of this additional 12% of Maratha reservation in educational institution, or 13% of reservation for Marathas in government jobs, again this limit is going to increase. Plus in addition to that, we are aware that central government has introduced the 10% economically weaker section reservation also. So in general, if you see the reservation in Maharashtra, then you will find it crosses almost 75%. It may go up to 78%, because there is a reservation for orphans, there is a reservation for physically or mentally disabled population, there is a reservation for Marathas, economically weaker section, and originally there was reservation for scheduled caste, scheduled tribes and OBC. So considering that this reservation limit is exceeding 50%. However, the recent development, you are aware that Maharashtra government has passed one notification, or has issued one notification. As per that notification, they have mentioned those people who are taking the benefit of EWS reservation, economically weaker section, 10% reservation, they are not eligible for SEBCs, and those Marathas who are taking the help of SEBC reservation, they are not eligible to take admission through this 10% EWS. And in simple terms, either you can claim for SEBC reservation or you can claim for 10% EWS रिजर्वेशन, दोनों के दोनों रिजर्वेशन के लिए जो है आप क्लेम नहीं कर सकते हो महाराष्ट्र में. या इट इज अनदर स्टोरी दैट एज फार एज सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट इज कंसर्न, तो सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट के पोस्ट के लिए देर इज ओनली one type of reservation for Marathas, and that is economically weaker section, because this entire issue of Maratha reservation, it is only applicable for the post, or it is only applicable for the educational institutions in the state of Maharashtra only. महाराष्ट्र सरकार द्वारा या महाराष्ट्र में रहने वाले एजुकेशनल इंस्टीट्यूशंस और महाराष्ट्र में रहने वाले जॉब्स के लिए ही ये मराठा रिजर्वेशन वाला प्रोविजन है. दैट्स व्हाई एसईबीसी एक्ट इज ओनली एप्लीकेबल इन स्टेट ऑफ महाराष्ट्र एंड इट इज़ नॉट एप्लीकेबल एट सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट. यानी यूपीएससी एग्जाम के लिए आपको मराठा रिजर्वेशन नहीं मिलेगा, लेकिन यूपीएससी रिजर्वेशन के लिए मराठा स्टूडेंट्स को EWS इकोनॉमिकली वीकर सेक्शन वाले रिजर्वेशन के लिए जो है वो एलिजिबल वहां पे हो सकते हैं. सो दिस इज इशू नंबर 1. As I have mentioned, we are not interested whether it is good or bad, because this is not the area of discussion from your competitive examination point of view. But from competitive examination point of view, as I have mentioned, certain facts, certain data you must be aware about. And what that data you should be aware about, as I have mentioned, you should be aware about how much reservation is given, which is the act, who was the chairperson of this backward class commission, as per Bombay High Court decision, how much reservation in educational institutions and in government jobs, with the help of which articles of Indian Constitution this reservation was given on the basis of socially and educationally backwardness, and certain important findings of this Maharashtra State Backward Class Commission, upper limit of 50% Indra Sahani case, and the related aspects you should be aware about. So this is issue number 1, which is related with Maratha reservation. Now there is another issue which was in news, and that is related to the Supreme Court judgment related with coparceners. But before coming to the coparcenary rights, related with this particular Maratha reservation only, as we are aware, this Maratha reservation issue, it has also gone into the Supreme Court, and now there is a discussion or a kind of debate is going on related with this Maratha reservation in Supreme Court. So one of the point which has been kept in front of Supreme Court by the kind of people who are opposing Maratha reservation, they are mentioning that one of the important constitutional amendment was done by central government. I am speaking about the central government, and as per that constitutional amendment act, the reservation to the OBCs or the reservation to the backward classes, they can be given only with the consent of president by the advice of central government. Okay, in simple term, only on the recommendation of NCBC, that is National Commission for Backward Classes. Only on the recommendation of National Commission for Backward Classes, the reservation can be given to the OBCs or reservation can be given to the backward classes. In case of Maharashtra's Maratha reservation, NCBC recommendations were not taken into consideration, and that's why this reservation should be considered as constitutionally invalid. ऐसे कुछ लोगों का कहना है. So I don't want to go into that debate, but the question which I want to ask it over here, which you can type as your answer in the live chat box. My question is, NCBC, that is National Commission for Backward Classes, इसकी नियुक्ति भारतीय राज्य घटना के किस संवैधानिक दुरुस्ति के अनुसार हुई? As per which constitutional amendment act National Commission for Backward Classes NCBC was kind of enacted? As per which constitutional amendment act the NCBC, National Commission for Backward Classes, was enacted? कौन सा constitutional amendment act था जिसके अनुसार इस National Commission for Backward Classes की वहां पे एस्टेब्लिशमेंट हुआ या उनकी नियुक्ति हुई? यू कैन आंसर थ्रू दिस लाइव चैट. यू कैन राइट डाउन योर आंसर ओवर देयर. कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल अमेंडमेंट एक्ट कौन सा था वो? जैसे वी हैव डिस्कस्ड अबाउट 103rd कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल अमेंडमेंट एक्ट विच वाज रिलेटेड विद द रिजर्वेशन टू इकोनॉमिकली वीकर सेक्शन, यानी 10% EWS के लिए रिजर्वेशन कौन से कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल अमेंडमेंट एक्ट के अनुसार मिला? वो मिला 103rd के अनुसार. वैसे नेशनल कमीशन फॉर बैकवर्ड क्लासेस, इसकी नियुक्ति कौन से कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल अमेंडमेंट एक्ट के अनुसार हुई? एंड द आंसर इज 102nd कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल अमेंडमेंट एक्ट. And as far as this particular answer is concerned, Smruti has answered it correctly, Shubhangi has answered it correctly, Pratiksha, Astha, Samreen, Raksha, Priyanka, all of you have answered it correctly. It is 102nd Constitutional Amendment Act. Amog, yes. All of you have answered it correctly. Sneha has also answered it correctly. So basically it is 102nd 102वीं संविधान दुरुस्ती, घटना दुरुस्ती थी जिसके अनुसार इस नेशनल कमीशन फॉर बैकवर्ड क्लासेस की नियुक्ति की गई. सो दिस इज ऑल अबाउट द मराठा रिजर्वेशन इश्यूज और व्हाट वी कॉल इट एज SEBC, socially and educationally backward classes. So by this time we are aware about economically weaker section, 103rd constitutional amendment act. By this time we are aware about Maharashtra only SEBC act and रिलेटेड कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल अमेंडमेंट. भारत सरकार ने जो है ये कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल अमेंडमेंट मराठा रिजर्वेशन के लिए नहीं की है, बट जैसे मैंने कहा NCBC, नेशनल कमीशन फॉर बैकवर्ड क्लासेस, जैसे यहाँ पे गायकवाड़ कमीशन था फॉर महाराष्ट्र स्टेट बैकवर्ड क्लासेस, वैसे राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर अगर इस तरह का रिजर्वेशन आपको देना है तो आपको कौन से कमीशन का रिकमेंडेशन लगेगा? इट शुड बी NCBC, नेशनल कमीशन फॉर बैकवर्ड क्लासेस. और ये कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल अमेंडमेंट एक्ट कौन सा था? 102nd कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल अमेंडमेंट एक्ट था. ओके, सो दिस वाज आवर टॉपिक नंबर 1. हियर कम्स द टॉपिक नंबर 2, and that topic number 2 is again related with one of the important decision which has been given by Supreme Court related to the coparcenary rights. COPARCENARY, coparcenary rights to the daughters in property. कि अब जो है लड़कियों को भी coparcenary rights मिलेंगे. So first basic question which I want to ask is, what do you understand by the term coparcener? Coparcener. Coparcener. What do you understand by the term coparcener? Yes. What do you understand by the term coparcener? यहाँ पे है ना, अभी सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कोपार्सेनर राइट वहां पे जो है कहा है कि कोपार्सेनरी राइट्स वहां पे मिलेंगे. सो व्हाट डू यू अंडरस्टैंड बाय कोपार्सेनर? Who is this Viraj Bhatt and what you have written? Binod. What do you understand by Binod? Shivangi is saying ki co-parcenary means inheritance. Okay. Sneha is saying ki co-parcenary means equal right in ancestral property. Okay. Amog is saying ki partner of HUF, that is Hindu undivided family. Okay. Smruti is saying co-parcener means equal rights in ancestral property. Okay. Prajwal is saying co-parcener means someone who shares equally. Okay. Saloni, right inheritance. Subhangi, a person who share equally. Okay. So आसपास जो है you are answering it, but as I have mentioned, basically when we use the term co-parcener, that means a male, his sons, his grandsons and his grandsons. यानी जैसे हम बोलते हैं ना फैमिली ट्री, तो फैमिली ट्री में दादाजी है, उनका बच्चा है, बच्चे का बच्चा है, बच्चे के बच्चे का बच्चा है. So that tree is called as coparcener. Okay, and as per as this particular judgment is concerned, which was very important judgment, as per that judgment, now it has been said that the coparcener rights which were only available to the male, now they would be available to the daughters also. Okay, now before coming to this particular discussion, let me make you one thing absolutely correct. आपके मन में जो है ये बेसिक क्वेश्चन यहाँ पे आया होगा कि जो है आपने भी शायद न्यूज़पेपर में पढ़ा होगा, मीडिया में वहाँ पे सुना होगा कि यस, नाउ द गर्ल्स दे विल आल्सो हैव गॉट द फुल राइट और द इक्वल राइट इन द एंसेस्ट्रल प्रॉपर्टी. पिताजी के, दादाजी के जो इनहेरिटेड प्रॉपर्टी है, उस इनहेरिटेड प्रॉपर्टी में अभी गर्ल्स का, डॉटर्स का भी इक्वल राइट रहेगा. इस तरह का जजमेंट अभी सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने दिया है. So the basic question which must have come to your mind, सर ये तो पहले से था. Has it come in year 2020? Has it come in year 2015? ये तो पहले से था. So what is new deal in that? Okay, point number one. Now we will come to that particular discussion, but one thing you should be absolutely clear: in different states, such kind of act were made by these different states for their own states during different timeline. जैसे for example, लड़कियों को भी इस संपत्ति में हक मिलना चाहिए, इस तरह का कानून केरला जैसे राज्य ने वे बैक इन ईयर 1975 ओनली, in year 1975 only Kerala has made an act in their state only that in Kerala the property rights, the inherited property rights, they are equally distributable between the son and daughter. That law was made in Kerala in year 1975. In Andhra Pradesh, such kind of law was made in 1986. In Tamil Nadu, in 1989. In state like Maharashtra, Karnataka, it was made in year 1994. यानी अगर हम महाराष्ट्र की बात करेंगे तो एज पर एक्ट राइट फ्रॉम 1994 महाराष्ट्र में इस तरह की पोजीशन है कि गर्ल एंड बॉय या मान लो सन एंड डॉटर, बोथ ऑफ देम दे विल हैव इक्वल राइट्स एज फार एज द एंसेस्ट्रल प्रॉपर्टी गोज. So this particular judgment which had come from the Supreme Court, it was not related with this specific state, it was for whole India. At national level, राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर जो कानून बनाया गया था उस कानून के संबंध में ये एक इंपॉर्टेंट जजमेंट है. सो दिस जजमेंट वाज नॉट रिलेटेड विद अ पर्टिकुलर स्टेट, दिस जजमेंट वाज रिलेटेड विद द एंटायर नेशन, उस पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से. ओके, तो आपके मन में का पहला प्रश्न कि सर ये तो बहुत पहले से था. यस, ये बहुत पहले से था, लेकिन उस राज्य ने उस राज्य से संबंधित ये पर्टिकुलर कानून बनाया था, इसकी वजह से उस राज्य में ये पहले से था. जैसे केरला में 1975 से था, अगर हम महाराष्ट्र की बात करेंगे तो ये 1994 से था. Now what is this particular issue? Try to understand what this particular issue is. Now to start with, we are aware one of the important I would say the related with that was 1956 Hindu Succession Act. So this is important. So originally when India has got the independence and when we were making the different rules and regulations, so one of the important act was related with 1956 Hindu Succession Act. So as per Hindu tradition, सक्सेशन या मान लो उनके प्रॉपर्टी राइट्स किस तरीके से जो है वो पास ऑन होनी चाहिए, एंड रिलेटेड विद दैट वन ऑफ द इंपॉर्टेंट एक्ट वाज हिंदू सक्सेशन एक्ट 1956, जिसके मेजॉरिटी ऑफ प्रोविजंस दे वर रिलेटेड विद द मिताक्षरा. सो बेसिकली कुछ ट्रेडिशनरी हिंदू ट्रेडिशन के अनुसार जो डिफरेंट कुछ रूल्स रेगुलेशंस है उसके अनुसार ये हिंदू सक्सेशन एक्ट, हिंदू अनडिवाइडेड फैमिली में के प्रॉपर्टी राइट्स, इनहेरिटेंस राइट्स उस तरीके से डिसाइड होते थे, जिसके अनुसार मिताक्षरा के अनुसार एंसेस्ट्रल प्रॉपर्टी पे हक किसका रहेगा, लड़के का रहेगा. So if you go through this particular act you will find that the son will have the right over the ancestral property. Okay, तो ओरिजिनल जो है हमारा एक्ट कौन सा है, हिंदू सक्सेशन एक्ट ऑफ ईयर 1956. Now what has happened in year 2005, this original act of Hindu Succession Act 1956, some of the clauses in this act they were amended. इसमें जो है कुछ बदलाव किया गया, और ये बदलाव करने के लिए इफ यू वांट टू अमेंड दिस पर्टिकुलर एक्ट, यानी आपको क्या करना पड़ेगा, आपको लोकसभा या राज्यसभा में वो बिल इंट्रोड्यूस करना पड़ेगा, उसके ऊपर चर्चा करनी पड़ेगी, उस बिल को राज्यसभा में पास करना पड़ेगा, लोकसभा में पास करना पड़ेगा, राष्ट्रपति महोदय की उसके ऊपर जो है सिग्नेचर होगी, देन ओनली दैट bill will become an act. So same thing was done in year 2005, and for making certain changes in this Hindu Succession Act, the bill was initially introduced in Rajya Sabha on 9th September 2005. Try to understand. 1956 का जो हिंदू सक्सेशन एक्ट था उसमें कुछ बदलाव करने के लिए हमने जो बिल इंट्रोड्यूस किया वो राज्यसभा में हमने इंट्रोड्यूस किया, और कब इंट्रोड्यूस किया, सितंबर 9 2005 में दिस बिल वाज इंट्रोड्यूस. राज्यसभा में चर्चा हुई, पास हो गया, लोकसभा में गया, चर्चा हो गई, पास हो गया, राष्ट्रपति महोदय के पास गया, उनका साइन हो गया. दैट मीन्स ये बिल अभी एक्ट बन गया. हिंदू सक्सेशन एक्ट में जो है अमेंडमेंट हो गया, एंड एज पर दैट अमेंडमेंट इट वाज सेड, जो कुछ चेंजेस किए गए इसमें कहा गया कि अभी लड़कियों को भी हेरिडिटरी इनहेरिटेंस से मिलने वाली जो सो कॉल्ड हम जिसे कहते हैं कि इनहेरिटेड प्रॉपर्टी, माँ बाप से मिलने वाली, दादा दादी से मिलने वाली, ये इनहेरिटेड प्रॉपर्टी जो है उसमें लड़कियों का भी इक्वल हक रहेगा, उनको भी जो है बिल्कुल हक मिलेगा. बट इफ यू सी दिस पर्टिकुलर एक्ट वाज मेड इन 2005, तो ये सब कब होगा, विथ प्रोस्पेक्टिव इफेक्ट. प्रोस्पेक्टिव इफेक्ट यानी क्या, 2005 और 2005 के बाद में जो परिस्थितियां हैं या जिस तरह के केसेस रहेंगे 2005 के आगे लड़कियों को भी पूरे भारत में, इट इज नॉट रिलेटेड विद अ पर्टिकुलर स्टेट, पूरे भारत में लड़कियों को भी जो है संपत्ति में, हेरिडिटरी प्रॉपर्टी में इक्वल हक मिलेगा. बट ये कब से, 2005 से आगे. क्यों 2005 से आगे, क्योंकि 2005 में इस तरह का कानून बनाया गया. दैट टू किस तारीख से, सितंबर 9 2005. व्हाई, क्योंकि सितंबर 9 को राज्यसभा में वो बिल इंट्रोड्यूस किया गया था. दैट्स व्हाई दे हैव टेकन द कट ऑफ डेट एज सितंबर 9 2005. दैट्स व्हाई इस कानून को ऐसे इंटरप्रेट किया गया कि इसके अनुसार नाउ डॉटर्स दे विल हैव द कोपार्सेनरी राइट्स, इसका मतलब इक्वल राइट्स इन द प्रॉपर्टी, एंड इट वुड नॉट कम इनटू इफेक्ट अनलेस both the Coparcener father and his daughter they were alive on 9th September 2005. क्योंकि उस वक्त कानून बना है, इसके लिए कहा कि 2005 में अगर पिता जिंदा है, डॉटर जिंदा है, और उसके बाद में ये कानून अस्तित्व में आया है, सो ऑल दोज पीपल हु वर लाइव, आई मीन father as well as daughter on September 9 2005 they would be eligible for this particular change. करेक्ट. और 2015 का एक सुप्रीम कोर्ट का जो जजमेंट था, जहां पे प्रकाश वर्सेस फुलवती नाम की जो केस थी, उस केस में भी जो है सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने यही बात कही कि यस ये कानून है, लेकिन इसका इफेक्ट कब से आएगा, 2005. इसका ही मतलब क्या पोजीशन थी, 2015 के सुप्रीम कोर्ट जजमेंट के अनुसार ये पोजीशन थी कि यस लड़कियों को जो है इक्वल राइट है हेरिडिटरी प्रॉपर्टी में, लेकिन इसके लिए कंडीशन क्या है? इसके लिए कंडीशन है कि एज ऑन 2005 द फादर शुड बी अलाइव, एज ऑन 2005 द डॉटर शुड बी अलाइव, देन ओनली दैट डॉटर विल गेट द इक्वल राइट्स। मान लो 2005 के पहले ही अगर पिताश्री की मृत्यु हो गई, द डॉटर विल नॉट हैव द राइट टू क्लेम द एंसेस्ट्रल प्रॉपर्टी। इस तरह का मीनिंग 2015 के सुप्रीम कोर्ट जजमेंट तक वहां पे निकाला गया। करेक्ट? सो आई हैव टोल्ड यू 1956 में क्या पोजीशन थी, आई हैव टोल्ड यू 2005 में किस तरह का अमेंडमेंट किया गया, आई हैव टोल्ड यू कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट का जजमेंट या सुप्रीम कोर्ट का इंटरप्रिटेशन ऐसा था कि 2005 को फादर एंड डॉटर शुड बी अलाइव, देन ओनली वो लड़की को जो है इक्वल राइट मिल सकता है प्रॉपर्टी में। अब 2020 में क्या चेंज हुआ? 2020 में सिर्फ एक चेंज हुआ कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कहा कि अब तक आप जो मान रहे थे, अब तक जो इंटरप्रिटेशन आप निकाल रहे थे इसका, वो इंटरप्रिटेशन गलत है। देयर विल बी इक्वल राइट्स फॉर सन एज वेल एज डॉटर इवन इफ द फादर इज नॉट अलाइव इन 2005, क्योंकि 2005 में आपने ये बदलाव किया, यानी इंस्टेड ऑफ ओनली प्रोस्पेक्टिव, रिट्रोस्पेक्टिव इफेक्ट हम जिसे कहते हैं, यानी 2005 के पहले भी अगर पिताश्री की मृत्यु हो गई है, स्टिल द गर्ल विल और द डॉटर विल गेट द कोपार्सेनरी राइट्स इन प्रॉपर्टी। डॉटर्स को भी जो है इस तरह से इनहेरिटेड प्रॉपर्टी में इक्वल हक मिलेगा। वहां पे ये 2005 वाली आपने जो लिमिट निकाली थी या 2005 वाला जो आपने कट ऑफ रखा था, उस 2005 वाले कट ऑफ का कुछ लेना देना नहीं। यानी सुप्रीम कोर्ट का ये 2020 का जो जजमेंट है, इसका महत्व क्या है? ये कहता है कि co-parcener rights of daughters, they have rejected the common misinterpretation that only daughters of co-parceners who were alive on that particular day would get an equal share in property। यानी हमने जैसे कहा कि 2005 या उसके बाद में अगर पिताश्री जिंदा है तो ही लड़कियों को इक्वल राइट मिलेगा, अगर उसके पहले ही पिताश्री की मृत्यु हो गई है तो लड़कियों को इनहेरिटेड प्रॉपर्टी में इक्वल राइट नहीं मिलेगा। ये इंटरप्रिटेशन गलत है और उन्होंने कहा है कि अभी पूरे भारत में, सिर्फ कुछ राज्यों में नहीं, पूरे भारत में संपत्ति में, इनहेरिटेड प्रॉपर्टी में, कोपार्सेनरी राइट्स में the daughters they will also have the equal right as that of son। correct? so basically ये सिंपल इशू है जिसका क्लैरिफिकेशन सुप्रीम कोर्ट के इस जजमेंट ने किया। तो हमारे कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जामिनेशन पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से हमें क्या पता चाहिए? फर्स्ट थिंग, हिंदू सक्सेशन एक्ट कब का है। सेकेंड थिंग, इसको कब अमेंडमेंट किया गया। थर्ड थिंग, एग्जैक्टली व्हाट वाज द पोजीशन, व्हाट वाज द इंटरप्रिटेशन ऑफ दिस 2005 वाले अमेंडमेंट इन हिंदू सक्सेशन एक्ट। 2020 में एग्जैक्टली क्या क्लैरिफिकेशन सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने दिया एंड रिलेटेड विद डिफरेंट स्टेट्स व्हाट वाज द पोजीशन। ये 4 5 6 चीजें अगर हमें पता चल गई तो दिस कोपार्सेनरी राइट्स इन प्रॉपर्टी टू डॉटर्स, ये इशू भी जो है हमारा क्लियर हो जाएगा। सो हियर आई कंप्लीट द डिस्कशन रिलेटेड विथ पॉइंट नंबर 2 or the second small issue that is related with coparcenary rights to the daughters. So I have discussed about the Maratha reservation issue, I have discussed about the coparcenary rights issue. Now the third important thing that is related with the MSME, MSME, that is micro, small, medium enterprises। in simple terms हम जिसे कहते हैं लघु उद्योग। We are aware the corona crisis was there, and after corona crisis the economy has affected, or a kind of global recession was there. Similarly the Indian economy was also affected to the larger extent. Correct? Now so as to revive the Indian economy, the government of India, especially the finance ministry, has declared various kind of packages, economic revival packages. And one of the important economic revival packages was related with the MSME sector, that is micro, small, medium enterprises, लघु उद्योग से संबंधित। And one of the important recommendation related with this economic revival package, okay, related to MSME, that was change in definition of MSME। पहले लघु उद्योग हम एक चीज को कहते थे, कुछ क्राइटेरिया के आधार पर कहते थे, अब हमने लघु उद्योग किसको कहना है इसकी डेफिनेशन ही हमने चेंज कर दी। सो point number one which I want to ask, the government has declared the economic revival package due to corona in India. So the simple question, roughly how much amount, कितने अमाउंट का इकोनॉमिक रिवाइवल पैकेज भारत सरकार ने डिक्लेयर किया सो एज टू रिवाइव द इकोनॉमी फ्रॉम कोरोना क्राइसिस. माय क्वेश्चन इज, you can type the answer in live chat. How much amount economic revival package has been declared by Ministry of Finance from, I mean, kind of for relieving or for reviving the economy of India? Sachin says 338 billion. Is it so? Yes. इकोनॉमिक रिवाइवल पैकेज कितने का था जो भारत सरकार ने, मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ फाइनेंस ने जो है वहाँ पे डिक्लेयर किया? प्रज्वल सेज 20 लाख करोड़. ओके, शुभांगी सेज 20 लाख करोड़. यस. एनीबडी एल्स? यस, वैभव सेज 20 lakh crore. So roughly, to start with, initially government has said that we are going to have 20 lakh crore, 20 लाख करोड़ का पैकेज इन डिफरेंट सेक्टर्स. इंडस्ट्रियल सेक्टर को, एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर को, सर्विसेज सेक्टर को, बैंक्स को, उनको रिवाइव करने के लिए we will give the 20 lakh crore wala. And when they have given, I mean, on a day-to-day basis, the Union Cabinet Minister of Ministry of Finance, okay, so she has, Nirmala Sitharaman has taken the press conferences, and based on that, though they have initially declared 20 lakh crore, but in reality 21 lakh crore इतना जो है इकोनॉमिक रिवाइवल पैकेज उन्होंने डिक्लेयर किया. सो रफली 20 लाख करोड़, 21 lakh crore, वॉट एवर यू हैव रिटन, यू आर एब्सोल्युटली करेक्ट. सो रफली द टोटल इकोनॉमिक रिवाइवल पैकेज was of 21 lakh crore. Okay, and based on that, the different kind of provisions government is going to invest to revive different sectors in economy. And one of the important sectors जिसको रिवाइव करने के लिए गवर्नमेंट ने इस 21 लाख करोड़ में से भी काफ़ी सारा अमाउंट दिया, एंड दैट वाज MSME सेक्टर, दैट इज माइक्रो स्मॉल मीडियम एंटरप्राइजेस, जैसे जिसे मैंने कहा कि लघु उद्योग, माइक्रो स्मॉल मीडियम एंटरप्राइजेस. सो बेसिकली व्हाट आर माइक्रो स्मॉल मीडियम एंटरप्राइजेस, जिसे हम कहते हैं कि लघु उद्योग. जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल इन विलेजेस और इन आदिवासी एरियाज यू विल फाइंड पीपल विथ बैम्बू. They make certain kind of toys or kind of certain household items, or people in forest they go, they collect certain fruits, and from that they make fruit jelly, or in fact in the urban area also spare part वाला kind of thing. बड़ा बड़ा इंडस्ट्री को जो है स्पेयर पार्ट प्रोवाइड करने के लिए, स्प्रिंग प्रोवाइड करने के लिए. सो सच काइंड ऑफ इंडस्ट्रीज दे आर नोन एज माइक्रो स्मॉल मीडियम एंटरप्राइजेस, एंड दे प्ले वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रोल एज फार एज इंडियन इकोनॉमी इज कंसर्न. Some of the data, it says that in Indian economy almost 6 crore such kind of laghu udyog, such kind of micro small medium enterprises are there, and in these 6 crore units approximately 11 crore people they are working. So these micro small medium enterprises, they are giving jobs to almost 11 to 12 crore people. If you speak from GDP point of view, if you speak from GVA, that is gross value addition in our GDP, so almost 30% of gross value addition is from MSME sector. हम जितना बाहर के देश में अलग अलग चीज़ें एक्सपोर्ट करते हैं, दूसरे देश को बेचते हैं, सो ये बेचने वाली चीज़ों में से ऑलमोस्ट 40% चीज़ें हमें MSME सेक्टर से बनी हुई मिलती है. Almost 45% of our manufacturing output, industrial production, it comes from MSME. So certainly these figures, they are self-explanatory that MSME sector is very very important for India's economy. Why? Because it gives jobs to so many people, because MSME sector has got so many different units, so many different industries, because it plays an important role in increasing the GDP. It plays an important role in increasing the export of India. It plays an important role as far as the manufacturing sector of India goes. So considering this, MSME plays a very important role, and the corona crisis has affected this MSME. ये छोटे उद्योग जो है उनको बहुत बुरी तरीके से जो है कोरोना क्राइसिस ने अफेक्ट किया था. सो इसको उभारने के लिए गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया हैज अनाउंस्ड सर्टेन मेजर्स. उनको जो है कुछ फाइनेंशियल असिस्टेंस देने की बात की, और उससे संबंधित एक महत्वपूर्ण जो चीज़ है विच इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फ्रॉम MCQ पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू, दैट इज द डेफिनेशन ऑफ MSME हैज़ बीन चेंज्ड। अब किसे माइक्रो इंडस्ट्री कहे, किसे स्मॉल इंडस्ट्री कहे, किसे मीडियम इंडस्ट्री कहे, पहले डेफिनेशन कुछ अलग थी। नाउ व्हाई इट इज इंपॉर्टेंट, बिकॉज बेस्ड ऑन दी माइक्रो स्मॉल और मीडियम इंटरप्राइज वाला आपका स्टेटस, गवर्नमेंट गिव्स यू सब्सिडी। गवर्नमेंट जो है आपको आपके कर्जे में माफ़ी देती है, गवर्नमेंट जो है आपको अलग अलग तरह के फाइनेंशियल बेनिफिट्स देती है। तो अभी गवर्नमेंट ने क्या किया, इस लघु उद्योग का दायरा बढ़ाया। सो नाउ व्हाट इज अ माइक्रो इंडस्ट्री? माइक्रो इंडस्ट्री मीन्स सच काइंड ऑफ इंडस्ट्री जिसका इन्वेस्टमेंट 1 करोड़ का है और जिसका 1 साल में का टर्नओवर अप टू 5 करोड़, यानी 5 करोड़ तक जिसका टर्नओवर है, या जिस कंपनी में 1 करोड़ तक का इन्वेस्टमेंट है, उस कंपनी को हम कहेंगे माइक्रो इंडस्ट्री। ऐसी कंपनी जिसमें इन्वेस्टमेंट 10 करोड़ तक है या जिसका एनुअल टर्नओवर 1 साल का टर्नओवर 50 करोड़ का है, वी कॉल इट एज स्मॉल इंडस्ट्री। और मीडियम इंडस्ट्री किसे हम कहेंगे? ऐसी इंडस्ट्री जिसकी इन्वेस्टमेंट 50 करोड़ तक है या जिसका एनुअल टर्नओवर या इक्विपमेंट की कीमत 250 करोड़ है, उसे हम मीडियम एंटरप्राइज कहते हैं। सो यू मस्ट बी अवेयर अबाउट दीज फिगर्स। 1 करोड़ इन्वेस्टमेंट और 5 करोड़ टर्नओवर माइक्रो, 10 करोड़ इन्वेस्टमेंट या 50 करोड़ टर्नओवर इन अ ईयर स्मॉल इंडस्ट्री, मीडियम इंडस्ट्री 50 करोड़ इन्वेस्टमेंट और 250 करोड़ टर्नओवर। सो माइक्रो, स्मॉल एंड मीडियम, इसकी डेफिनेशन जो है वो गवर्नमेंट ने चेंज कर दी। सेकेंड, so as to relieve the micro small medium enterprises from the loan burden, collateral free automatic loan अप टू 3 लाख करोड़, 3 लाख करोड़ तक का जो है भारत सरकार खर्च करेगी, जिसके माध्यम से कोलैटरल यानी आपको जो है कुछ गिरवी रखने की ज़रूरत नहीं। इन कंपनीज को लोन लेने के लिए, बैंक से लोन लेने के लिए कुछ गिरवी रखने की ज़रूरत नहीं, कोलैटरल फ्री ऑटोमेटिक लोन। और इसके लिए जो है अप टू 3 लाख करोड़ रुपया जो है भारत सरकार आने वाले वर्ष में खर्च करेगी। सिमिलरली फंड ऑफ फंड फॉर द इन्फ्यूजन ऑफ 50,000 करोड़ एज इक्विटी इनटू MSMEs। शेयर्स इन माइक्रो स्मॉल मीडियम इंटरप्राइजेस में जो है शेयर्स बढ़ाने के लिए गवर्नमेंट फंड ऑफ फंड 50,000 करोड़ का तैयार करेगी। सिमिलरली जो स्ट्रेस्ड MSMEs है, इसका मतलब जो नुकसान में जा रहे हैं, जो ऑलरेडी जो है नॉन परफॉर्मिंग है, उनको मदद करने के लिए 20,000 करोड़ की जो है भारत सरकार मदद करेगी। एंड ऑल्सो MSME सेक्टर को बढ़ावा देने के लिए भारत सरकार हैज टेकन अ डिसीजन कि गवर्नमेंट प्रोक्योरमेंट, दैट मीन्स गवर्नमेंट के लिए भी जो अलग अलग चीज़ें उनको खरीदी करनी पड़ती है, तो फॉरेन के कंपनी से खरीदने के बजाय द गवर्नमेंट प्रोक्योरमेंट, गवर्नमेंट के लिए लगने वाली अलग अलग चीज़ें, ये जो है MSME सेक्टर से ही खरीदी जाएगी अप टू ₹200 करोड़, यानी 1 साल में 200 करोड़ का माल गवर्नमेंट अपने अलग अलग डिपार्टमेंट के लिए सिर्फ और सिर्फ MSME सेक्टर से ही खरीदेगी। सो you are not supposed to go into the details of all these nitty-gritties, but at least you should be aware about the change in definition, exactly which are the criterias, and some of the important things like collateral free automatic loan 3 लाख करोड़ का जो है वहाँ पे खर्च किया जाएगा, 50,000 करोड़ का जो है फंड ऑफ फंड किया जाएगा, and such kind of thing you should be aware about. So MSME, that is micro small medium enterprises, and related जो अलग अलग चीज़ें हैं, इसके बारे में भी जो है आपको जानकारी होना ज़रूरी है, अपेक्षित है। Okay, so that is another issue which is related with MSME. Now I was supposed to discuss certain issues related with Belarus as well as certain international affairs related issue, but I think we will stop today's discussion over here only. In next lecture, these international affairs as well as certain other national issues we would like to cover. If possible, in this week only, I will take another lecture related with current affairs where I will cover these current affairs issues, international affairs issues, plus और भी बाकी चीज़ें जो है उसमें हम ऐड करेंगे. So hopefully in this week only we would be able to take the remaining part of today's lecture. So as far as today's lecture is concerned, mainly 3 issues I have discussed. One was related with Maratha Reservation issue and its correlation with 102nd Constitutional Amendment Act. Second issue was related with MSME sector and its significance in economy and economic revival package. And third was related with कोपार्सिनरी राइट्स टू डॉटर्स इन इनहेरिटेड प्रॉपर्टी, और इनहेरिटेंस से मिलने वाली जो प्रॉपर्टी है उसमें लड़कियों का भी इक्वल राइट्स रहेगा, इसके बारे में हमने आज डिस्कस किया। तो जैसे मैंने कहा कि दीज इश्यूज यू आर नॉट सपोज टू सी इट फ्रॉम द पॉलिटिकल परस्पेक्टिव या फ्रॉम सेंटिमेंटल पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू। द फैक्ट्स, मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग्स आर फैक्ट्स। कौन से आर्टिकल्स उससे रिलेटेड है, हु वॉज द चेयरपर्सन ऑफ दैट बैकवर्ड क्लास कमीशन, विच वॉज द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल अमेंडमेंट एक्ट, राइट, देन which is the act, I mean in which year that act got passed, and related things you should be aware about. अगर MCQs फ्रेम किए जाएंगे तो MCQs उन चीज़ों के आधार पर फ्रेम किए जाएंगे। Similarly, as I have mentioned, related with MSME, the definition of MSME, the significance of MSME, and certain important decisions related with revival of economy due to corona crisis. तो ये भी जो है हमें पता चाहिए। एंड कोपार्सिनरी राइट्स, as I have mentioned, the original act कब का है, अमेंडमेंट उसमें कब हुई, रिसेंट जजमेंट किससे रिलेटेड है, एंड इफ़ यू आर प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर महाराष्ट्र रिलेटेड एग्जाम्स तो महाराष्ट्र में जो है दिस कोपार्सिनरी राइट्स दे आर ऑलरेडी अवेलेबल सिंस ईयर 1994. केरला was the first state to have such kind of rights for the daughters. Okay, so I think as far as today's lecture is concerned or today's discussion is concerned, we will stop for today's discussion. But before stopping, if you are having any doubt, anything related with today's lecture or today's discussion related with these three issues, you are free to ask. If there are any doubt, you can type the query over here. आपके मन में कोई भी डाउट है तो आप जो है आपके क्वेरीज यहाँ पे टाइप कर सकते हो. Yes, any query? If there is any query, you can type your query over here in live chat. आपके मन में कोई डाउट है मुख्यतः सुप्रीम कोर्ट के जजमेंट या मराठा रिजर्वेशन रिलेटेड इशू, बिकॉज you can now compare the economically weaker section वाला 10% वाला रिजर्वेशन as well as सिर्फ महाराष्ट्र में का 12% for educational institutions and 13%, and that too it is for public jobs only. Private sector में there is no reservation. Please make it sure that private sector में जो है ना economically weaker section के लिए है, ना मराठास के लिए है, ना SC के लिए है, ना ST के लिए. Whatever we are speaking, we are only speaking about the public. Public means इसका मतलब government jobs. Okay, government employment. So if there are any doubt related with reservation issue or coparcenary rights or the MSME revival package of government of India declared by finance minister Nirmala Sitharaman, you can type your query over here. कुछ है आपको पूछना है इससे बारे में? If there are no doubt, yes, anybody, I will still wait for 1 odd minute if there is any doubt from your side. No doubt? So I assume that these three issues have been understood by you, and whatever current affairs development would be there, you will add your knowledge to that. Okay, so basic understanding हमने किया और कुछ facts हमने देखा. So with these words, I think we will stop as far as today's lecture is concerned, and as I have mentioned, within this week only, the remaining issues related to current affairs we are going to discuss. Okay, so with these words, thank you very much.